There we go. Bam, bam. Mm, mm. All right. How's it going, everybody? Brian France here with Mortgage Broker Marketing. Here with your 2021 Internet Marketing Plan. Just opened up the line here a couple minutes early, so just going to wait for people to trickle on in. But yeah, this little workshop I started here was just is to map out your 2021 marketing plan. So as it relates to your internet marketing, right? So we're going to look at a number of different things that you could be doing, setting goals, and all that good stuff. So I actually just got done setting goals for our business here in Mortgage Broker Marketing. Just last week. So, we mapped out 2021 and, clear targets each and every month and, what we're going to do to accomplish those goals. So really excited for today. So give me a little chat if you can hear me, see my voice. Let me see if there's any chat. Let me open up that chat. Yeah, give me a one if you can, like one in chat. All right. Looks like Jared, Alex, Steve, David. Awesome, man. Welcome. And great to see you guys. Great to see you guys here. And it's already 12:01, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So let me present. There we go. I think I gotta switch this somehow. How do I switch this? Sorry, I thought. See all slides. What the heck? Let me go like this. And that's not working here. Well, I'll go like this. Of course. I don't know why I can't. Oh, display settings, swap. There we go. Okay, I figured it out. Oh, man. Thanks for bearing with me through that. So welcome. Glad to have you guys all here. We're going to get started. So what we're going to cover today, setting some clear goals for 2021. How many leads do you need to hit your target, your monthly target, your annually target? I hit a button there. I actually hit a button one time and shut down my whole computer during a live webinar like this. So hopefully we don't do that again. Let me just double check. We are recording this, so I will send out a replay link. But the three fundamentals of marketing success, right? The market, the message, and the media. How do we optimize our website for conversion in 2021? And we'll look at all the online marketing channels that you could be tapping into. And we'll, develop a clear plan, an action plan based on those numbers and what you need to know. So if you can just provide your attention, right? I feel like these workshops can always go two ways, right? They can go, I just present, don't get any feedback from anyone, and just present. Or which I think is the better option, where I stop and check in at different points. I get some feedback, and I hopefully that's good for you guys. But it's seriously, if you're serious about your mortgage business, this next 60 minutes, in between 60 and 90 minutes is what these usually run. But if you're serious, this could really change the trajectory of your business, and we know this just by we this is what we do. We work with mortgage companies and have been since 2013, and exclusively with mortgage companies since the end of 2016. So we have, in all different parts of the U.S., right, in major markets, San Diego, L.A. And what's going on here? I just got a message here. I'm gonna shut that down. Okay. And so this, like everything I'm going to be sharing is based on real live results, right? And I'm not making these things up. This is what we do for our clients, what we implement for them. And I'm not selling anything on this webinar today. It's just that's it. It's just, obviously if you are, we're going to develop a plan. If you are able to execute that, please, let me know if you need anything, and I'd be happy to show you what we do for our clients. Well, some of the results and all that. Just, reach out to me. I got, a calendar you can book through, and there we go. There we go. So, but that's what I do, what our team is here for. And, I've written a book, a clear guide on how to implement all these things. You can download that right on our website. Been working with mortgage companies now for a long time. We have, I would say 100 mortgage brokers we've worked with across the nation. And, and so that's why, that's why I think you should listen to me. Right. But so what is I guess the first question here, what is the hardest part about marketing your mortgage business, right? And I'm sorry, I should have had this slide first. Did you download the workbook? Go to my website, mortgagebrokermarketing.com/2021-workbook. You can download this workbook, and I'm going to, I think I have it open already. Yeah, I do. So let me just move it over here really quick. You can visit this link, and I'll drop it in the chat here to panelists. Okay, so to everyone. So let me know if you got that. If that, just drop a note in the chat. Thank you, Jared, Alex, Steve, David, got it. And yeah. All right. So, wrong. There we go. Okay. So I feel like we could, why is the starting point? Like, why create a plan? Why do we do this? Right. And if you think about it, you can spend a lot of money in marketing, right? We run into people, that have worked with other marketing companies, and 2, 3, 4 other marketing companies, and they were never pleased with the results. And so this ends up being a major investment. Like where to spend your money. Like, how do you know? So I guess that, maybe those are some questions, like, who do you trust? Who's, how do you know who to go with, right? Because you're spending a lot of money, a big chunk of change. And, maybe you don't have much to show for it. So, and there's so many options of where to spend your money, right? Websites and social media and SEO, pay-per-click. So where do you allocate that spend, and in the best way possible, right? But the fact of the matter is, many people that we've talked to have been through this, right? They've worked with other marketing companies. They built them a website. They've tried to do SEO, and they just never got the right results. They were never pleased with the results, right? They did some Facebook advertising, weren't happy there. Maybe some Google pay-per-click, and if you don't have a clear plan on how to obtain those goals, you're setting yourself up for failure, right? So that's why there's a huge opportunity here. We're going to create a clear plan and targets for 2021, and then talk about how we can accomplish those things. So, and you need to know, like, how many leads do I need each month to hit my goal, keep my business running, keep my loan officers happy, if you have loan officers. And yeah, so yeah, doing this will set you up for success, right? And really the goal there is to maximize the lead flow from your website, and hit your sales goals in 2021. And just man the chat really quick. Okay, looks like we're all good. And I'll be sharing an example. This is a client that's been with us for a long time. This is Mike over at Grandview Lending, Mike Farrell. He's been with us since 2017. And I'll show you what we did for him, and so, some of our other clients too. I'll just kind of be jumping back and forth, but where are all the customers now, right? If if people they hear about the rates dropping, what are they doing, right? They're gonna go to Google. They're gonna go and do some searches, and they're gonna want to talk to someone, right? And so how do you own the internet in your area? And I think these are some numbers from Grandview, which I'll be pulling up a little bit later. But this is a few of the funnels that they have on their website, and what we did to their website to get these numbers, right? You can see two of the funnels there, which is these two. And all right, so we already did that. Okay, so number one, setting some clear goals, right? This pushes that sailboat, right? This adds the wind in your sails. And so what are the goals for 2021? And there, you may have heard this study. It was done in the 80s, or 1979. Interviewed a number of grads, right? 84% of them had no clear goals, right? And 13% had goals, but they had not written them down, right? And then 3% had clear written goals and plans to accomplish them. And so this is just going to illustrate why this, writing down, setting goals, writing them down, and checking in on these goals, why it's important, right? So the 13% of the class that had goals but not written down were earning on average twice as much as the 84% that had no goals. And then what's staggering here is the 3% who had clear written goals were earning on average 10 times as much as the whole other 97% put together. So this is, just illustrates the power of goals and writing them down, tangible goals, reachable goals, and, checking in with yourself on a monthly basis for this. And I'd love to be your accountability partner in that. But so this is the framework for goals, right? You probably known this. Any self-help book, this is what they'll tell you, right? You need to have written goals and plans. And you need to set, like, at a minimum, a yearly goal, a monthly goal, a quarterly goal, and monthly goals, right? And you need to have like a stopping point at the end of each month to kind of check in, see if you're on target, if you're off target, and what you need to do to adjust, to hit those goals, right? At the end of each quarter, monthly, reflect on these areas is good. So what are your goals for 2021? What is your revenue target? And this is what we're going to work on right now. And then basically you set a yearly revenue target, and then divide that by 12, get your monthly. And how many calls do you need, to hit that target? And you also need to know your average deal size, right? Your average closed loan, like how much commission does that bring into you on average? And then the lifetime value of that customer, right? A customer might, purchase another house in, 5-10 years and, refinance their mortgage once or twice. So, what are your goals for 2021? So this is an example. This is what, we had shot for with one of our loan officers, and this was going to be her biggest, she's been a loan officer now for 20 years. and this is going to be her biggest, like what does she need monthly now? This was what her largest target ever, right? That she's ever shot for. And what does that look like monthly, right? And, what's the average transaction value? And then how many clients will that require, right? So how many clients per month will that require? And so that's how they do that. So let me just pause here for a second. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. I have a little paddle here, thumbs up. If that makes sense, I'll obviously in your workbook also write these things down. Take a second. What's your revenue target? I promise this will help make it clear for you, like where you need to spend your money, to hit those targets in the next portion. So yeah, what I'm looking at the workbook, looking at the chat. Does everyone get it? Got it? David, okay. Jared, Alex, perfect. Cindy, thank you. Good. So keep that in mind. Like, what's your revenue target? Your annual revenue target. What is that monthly? Right. So divide by 12. How many calls will that require? Right. So you need to also know how many, how many calls does it take? Like, what's your conversion rate from a caller to a closed loan? You'll want to know that, right? And so tracking your calls is going to be important, but we're going to talk about all that stuff. So I'm going to move forward here. Exactly what I was just mentioning, right? Your conversion rate from caller to closed loan. If you're like, some of our clients are like, I close 90% of the calls that come in, but what is your average conversion rate from caller to closed loan? Is that 50%, 30%? It's, a lot of times if you're introducing some marketing that might be a little bit colder, there's some, obviously, I'm sure the leads that come in from your referral partners, you close a high percentage of those. But now if you introduce people that haven't heard of you, haven't worked with you, maybe from Facebook or something like that, it might change your conversion ratio there. But say it's 55%. You multiply your call, your target, right? Your call target, and by your conversion rate, right? So if you want 27 clients a month at 55%, you'll need 49 leads, 49 people calling in every single month to accomplish that. So does that make sense? Hit me up in the chat. Does that make sense? Got it. Let me see. Got it, David. Got it, Jared. Alex. Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. So, let me go. Here we go. Okay, there we go. So what are your goals? What are the? Let me go back here. I'll take a second. Jared, Alex, David. I see you guys in here. There's others too. If I can find the attendees. Steve, what are your goals for 2021? What's your monthly target? What are you trying to hit? And don't be shy. Hopefully I'm sharing the right screen. I've had a few issues in other workshops, but got it. I see 500,000 for 2021, 500,000, 250,000. That sounds good. And obviously, if you want 20 million, if it's got to be realistic, right? If you hit 400,000 last year and you want to hit 20 million, that let's set a realistic goal. But okay, I think that's it, guys. I'm gonna move forward, and so we're gonna look at the fundamentals, right, in your market. Like who are we marketing to, right? What is the message, right? We want to know who our market is so we can craft a message that's going to speak to our market, right? And then the media. How are we going to get that message in front of people? So let's look at that and update our messaging. And so the first step is who our ideal customer is, right? If we can get into the mind of that ideal customer, what are they hoping to accomplish? What are they thinking? Like, if we can stand in their shoes for a minute and think about that, we can then, think about our messaging on our website so we can speak to them. It doesn't work to just say, I've been in business for 20 years, right? That's not enough, right? That's all about you. Like, it has to, like, if someone comes to your website, if they see your marketing, like, it has to be about them and what they're gonna, what the benefit is for them, right? And so it's worth taking a moment and looking at, like, your demographic and, like, of who you're marketing to, and what their situation is. Like, why are they looking at this? Right? Are they looking to purchase in the next 6 months? Are they, a lot of people, man, I think every single one of our clients had their best year in business ever this year. And a lot of that was because of the refis, right? Those refis. But are they, like, when those refis dry up, are they, looking at how are they going to get that purchase business? That's come, once these refis dry up. I know they're not looking like it that they are right now, but yeah, like, some of the demographics, they might be, 30 years old, 35 years old. They might already be a homeowner, a future homeowner. Soccer moms, it might be, a newly married couple that just graduated high school and their second job or whatever. What is their, annual household income? This could be different if you're in, depending where you are in the world, but it's worth walking through this exercise, thinking about your ideal client, your ideal customer, and mapping these things out. And so I created these here to, maybe help stir get those wheels turning. But yeah, they might like gardening. They might be living in the suburbs, upper middle class. They have an interest in their community, right? And then some of their pains and frustrations, they might have a tough time getting a mortgage loan officer on the phone nowadays. Good luck calling a bank. They have questions that need to be answered, right? They, maybe they were in a jumbo and now they want to look at, the loan limits raised. So, now they might fit into a conventional loan. They're too busy. They're too busy to shop, to be calling company after company, finding the best rate. They just want someone that's going to get the job done on time, like they said they would, and that's going to communicate with them through the process and make it easy, right? That's all they want. And so, what are their fears and implications, right? They might, someone looking to purchase for the first time, like, I don't know, do they have a lot of student loan debt, or these things they have questions on, like, what do they need to do in order to make their buying that dream home a reality? But their credit score they fear it might be too low. How much of a down payment are they going to require? These are questions that can be, answered, on your website. Before they call, they can get clear on these things. What are their goals and desires? So all these like kind of psychographics of your ideal customer, it's worth taking a moment, mapping that out, standing in their shoes, and then working on your messaging on your website. Because the reality is, if you can see, Jill Jones through Jill Jones' eyes, then you can sell what Jill Jones buys, right? And so I'll pause here for a second, take a moment, think about those. If I go back here, is this helpful? Does this make sense? Give me a thumbs up. I got a little thumbs up here. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if that makes sense. Awesome. Thanks, Jared, David, Steve. Appreciate it. Cindy. Awesome. Okay, good. Okay, so I'll keep pushing forward. And so what is your message? What is your message on your website? Like, what do you want them? How are you going to make them feel like you're speaking to them, right? And so a couple questions you might want to answer, right, is why should someone choose you? What benefits do they get when they work with you, right? And again, it's not enough to just say apply here on the website and expect people to jump into that 1003. It's happened to a few of our clients, like where they haven't talked to anyone, they've done that, but the likelihood of that happening is very minimal, right? You gotta have messaging on your website that speaks to them and why they should choose to do business with you. And what are those benefits that you have, that separates you from your competition? And so, answering these questions, like for someone visiting the website that they're trying to get pre-approved to purchase a house. Do they know how much home they can afford? How much, where should they be looking? Like what price range should they be looking? So you want to answer those questions, right? Some people might have they might be in a little bit of a higher rate than, they heard one of their family members just refinanced, or, I know my sister refinanced this year. She bought her house in January and refinanced, a few months later or whatever, in like July or something. And she saved hundreds of dollars a month. So how, someone hearing that, how does someone know, how much, if they're paying too much for their mortgage, right? Does it make sense for them to refinance? Maybe they could look at a 15-year versus a 30-year. And so what is that messaging, and what is going to, get someone reaching out to you? And you can make the case, right? If you're always available to answer your calls, right? I know banks have banking hours. That's a pain in the butt when you're looking to purchase a house, or if you're always available to answer calls, you have secure document and easy to use. You never have to resubmit paperwork. These things, someone might have heard or dealt with another mortgage company where they kept having to resubmit, and after 30 days, now the underwriter wants new updated things. Like, all that stuff is slows down a business, right? It slows down you, makes our clients unhappy. And so that's not ideal, right? So you make the case here, right? You tell them what benefits, what they get when they contact you, right? And so that's it. So what, we looked at, our ideal customer, right? What questions do they have when they're, looking to refinance or looking to purchase? What are their fears and implications? And this will help us craft that message on our site to speak to exactly to that customer avatar. That is going to dramatically increase your conversion ratio on your website. Let me just pause here for a second. And what questions do you guys have? Do you have any questions in here? If not, I'm just gonna take a sip. Let me know. All right, I think I don't see any chats coming in, so I think we're good. So after you craft your message, the next thing would be the media, right? How are we going to get our message in front of our market? And the website is the hub, right? Your website is the hub of all your marketing. Sorry, I spilled some water here. Just want to try that really quick. So your website's the hub, right? That is the hub of all your marketing. It's all going to, I mean, come on, let's face it. People, when they're looking, into a mortgage, they're gonna do their research, right? They're gonna look on Google. They're gonna look for some reviews, maybe on Yelp. They're gonna look at your website. Is your website does it accurately, like, are there images of you? Like, do you have some authenticity there? Are you there? Are you showing, is it set up properly to convert and, instill that confidence that they're dealing with, professionally? But really, the website is the hub. Whether they see you on Facebook, Twitter, wherever, it's all going to hinge back onto the website. And your website's ability to convert at a high level, right? Now, this is the website we redesigned for our client back in 2017. Our client Grandview Lending in Indianapolis. When he came to us, this is what his website looked like before, right? No phone number up at the top, so you had to scroll down to find it, right? You had to dig around. There wasn't anything speaking to, what they should do next. And right here above the fold, right, you have an opportunity to make that case, right, with your message and your calls to action. And, what are they doing? Are they purchasing or refinancing, right? And then, so we implemented that, and they have a great video that talks that, introduces that welcomes them to the website, talks to them about who their company is, who they might be working with, right? Some of the different loan officers, some of the LOAs are there answering questions, introducing themselves. And so, and then, it's either, call us up here or fill out one of these forms, like, oh, you're looking to purchase. Let's get you down the right path here. And so that's, this is the new design that we went with. And what it did, I mean, it increased dramatically how many leads were coming in on that website, right? If you're setting up a website expecting people now to scroll down to find a phone number, or you're expecting people to visit the contact page to contact you, the likelihood of that happening, I mean, believe it or not, you're asking a lot of that visitor. You want to give them exactly what they need right when they visit the website. You don't want to count on them scrolling around. I mean, obviously, if they do scroll down, there's plenty of things, right? You'll find reviews and, some of the different loan programs that they can, read up on, or, and learn about, what they, some of the recent blog posts, things like that. But someone that's ready to go, that might have been referred to your company, give them exactly what that person wants right away. And so, yeah. And so just doing that, leads have come in nonstop, month after month. And, the number of visits now, the daily visits here are just, much more than it was before. So, pause here real quick and let's take a look at your website. So I'm just going to pause, pull up your website, and answer these questions. Pull up your website in your other tab, or I'll give you permission. take a second, pull up your website, and then run it through these questions. Like, right, ask yourself these questions. Does it speak to your target avatar? Does it, address their fears and frustrations? Does it speak to why someone should choose to work with you? Does it have real authentic imagery of your team, your office, maybe, you know, and videos throughout the site? You know, most of the websites that we see nowadays, it might have on the about page like a headshot of you know, of the owner. That's about it. All throughout the other pages, there's like, you know, families, you know, in front of their houses. You know, the stock photos of these families are all the same. And I promise, adding some real imagery of you, your office, is going to go a long way, right? On that homepage, speaking to having that welcome video, these things increase conversions. I mean, dramatically. And you know, does your website have video elements, right? Do you have a website welcome video, a video explaining, like, you know, the VA program, or the, you know, the FHA loan program, and you know what, you know, is your website? So yeah, go through your website. Is your website showcasing those online reviews, right? A lot of time, like a lot of websites that I see nowadays don't have, there's tools out there that can bring in from Google, from Yelp, and display those actual reviews from Google and Yelp. Those add a lot of credibility, instead of just creating like a testimonials page and writing in what, you know, I think people understand that, like, you know, anyone can create a page on a website and say, oh, this testimonial came from John, right? That, but if it actually has like the link to Yelp or to Google, to the actual review, that adds a lot more trust, right? And you know, there's studies out there, people believe these online reviews like 80-90%, you know, of the time, and they trust them as much as a personal recommendation. So these are really powerful, and you want those displayed prominently on the website. Does it make it easy for them to get to you know, to take action, right? Is there a clear, visible phone number on every single page? You never know where they're going to land, right? Is there a clear, visible phone number in the top right? If you look at, people read in a Z format, and by tracking mouse movements, we know where people's eyes are, and they usually are. That's why, you know, you'll see a lot of websites, phone number nice and big up in the top right. Very easy to find. It's always there. They don't have to scroll down to find it, right? But now if they're reading in a Z format, you also, on that homepage right there, like, you want to have calls to action, you know, easily found, you know, easily right in front of them. And that makes it easy for them to take action. And, you know, and yeah, these are the basics, right? Phone number, web form on every page that someone can fill out, and, you know, authority symbols, right? Like a lot of times BBB, or, you know, some other authority symbols might be Yelp, things that instill trust. You know, maybe an award that you won, you know, something like that. And then update the calls to action on each page that speak to your avatar, and tell them exactly what you want them to do. So is your website set up for conversion in this way, right? After looking at it, this is huge. And so let me just pause for a moment, see if you have any questions there. And did you look at your website? What questions you have? What do you need to tweak? Looks like Jared, thank you. It looks like you want to update some authenticity, right? Adding some images. Got it. David, thank you. Looking at, you know, making sure the phone number's on every single page, calls to action on every single page, right? So these are all things you can tweak. And thank you. Thank you for responding. So, good. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'll be sure to answer them. And okay, so the next thing we want to talk about I don't have my video on. Oh man. Ay. Sorry guys, my video wasn't on. Ay. Why does that happen? Why do I do that? I always forget something, but I thought I was on video the whole time. But yeah, I'm the one that's been speaking the whole time. Brian, mortgage broker marketing, thanks. But so the biggest marketing issue facing mortgage companies, right, is unconverted leads, right? There's so many. We have so many like chats and website forms, and there we go. So this is the problem, right? 50 to 60% of inbound leave unconverted. Of these inbound leads, leave unconverted, and 90% of web forms that are submitted fail to convert. And why is that? Right? Well, here are some facts, right? Leads that are not followed up within 5 minutes, really, within 15 minutes, go cold. And the likelihood of you getting back in touch with that person drops like 80%. So it's very important to follow up with them within minutes. As soon as they fill out a form on your website, do you have a follow-up system? Like, are you calling that person? We have automated follow-up systems in our marketing campaigns that follow up, that drop a phone call and be like, hey, we're going to shoot you a text. Here goes an email, a couple text messages. Now they've been followed up with, 3, 4, 5 times within that first 5 minutes, right? And this is the thing, right? The average customer must be followed up with 5 to 7 times before they book on your calendar. And that's we've all heard this, right? In sales books, and they tell you the average salesperson follows up like once or twice, right? But the average sale is made on the 5th, 6th, 7th touch. So this is huge, right? And so we introduced this year in 2020, we introduced to all of our clients our CRM mortgage book, and we set up funnels in there, and that automatically go into campaigns, right? A purchase or refinance campaign. They get emailed, they get called, they get followed up, they get a voicemail, right? They get a text message, all these things. And let's face it, I see these chats. Our second text message that goes out, this would be like the 3rd or 4th touch, right at like 5 minutes after they filled out a form on the website. The second text message that goes out asks them if they prefer to be contacted by phone or by text. 90% of them are saying, yeah, text, please. So let me just ask you guys, how often are you answering your phone? But I bet you 99% of the time you're answering, you're responding to those text messages, right? But are you going to answer the phone? Probably less than half the time. And so that's your customers are the exact same way. So you got to have a system, something to be able to follow up with them via text. Because that's what your customers prefer. And so that's exactly what the solution is, right? You marketing automation, right? So you don't have to, like, you could be in the middle of a file or something, and you could be on a phone call, lead form comes in. You can't drop everything that you're doing and call that person, text them, blah, blah, blah. That's going to take a lot of your time. You're not going to have any momentum throughout your day. You're going to be constantly answering these. So that's why there's automation to accomplish these things, right? Within the first minute, they got an email, a phone call, which they're not going to answer, right? But it's going to go to their voicemail. You leave them a voicemail and be like, hey, yeah, this is the owner. Let me know if you need anything. I'm going to follow up with a text message. And then that text message goes out, with your calendar link. And then, a follow-up text to that is like, hey, what do you prefer, text, or would you like to schedule a call? And 90% of them are going to say text, right? And so if you don't automate that, that's like, we've already taken like 4 steps out of the equation there. out of those first 4 touches. They got emailed, which not a lot of people respond to. It's just, it's put in place there to add one of those touches. They have that email now, but that voicemail, those 2 text messages go a long way. And they're really designed to start that conversation, get someone on the phone. And then 2-way text messages, right? So that every prospect, they're hit up, 4 or 5 times. Does that make sense to anyone? Is anyone else implementing something like this in their business? Let me know in the chat. Let me go here. And yeah, I mean, like look at this. If you have 100 leads, 30% of them, convert. That's 30 loans, right? 3,000 a loan, that's $90,000. Now, if you increase that conversion rate by just setting a simple follow-up system, 70%, what if your conversion rate now 70% of those 100 leads, right? That's 200. That's a big difference, right? That's, a huge difference in your revenue by implementing, a marketing automation system. And so this is what we implement for our clients. Now, of course, our clients still got to hop on the phones and deal with this. They can't, they can't leave, and be like, oh, I'll call them back, the next day. You gotta call them back in a timely manner, right? But at least the system has started that conversation with the person, and we're notifying you like, hey, so a lead comes in, we can call your office, we can call your cell phone and be like, do you want to connect with that lead? Press 1. Boom. They now you're automatically calling them, voicemail, email, text message goes out. It's beautiful. So this does a lot. So, but yeah, that's it. This, just looking at some of the chats. Got it. Yeah. This is what I need from Steve. Exactly. And yeah, I'd love to show you what we have. Jared, it's hard to do from your personal cell phone, right? You're dealing with your clients on a daily basis, your referral partners. So yeah, it makes sense. So every lead, it just makes every lead that gets generated a lot more valuable, right? And so what are you going to do? What are the conversion items that you will implement? And this should be in the workbook, right? What are your, there we go. What is, oh no, I'm way below. There we go. Is this in, yeah, what is your, maybe I can, yeah, what action items, what will you implement on your website? Mark it down in your workbook. Oh, there we go. And examples. So I'll show some examples here in a moment, but or what, I'll do it right now. So let me see. So this is our CRM, right? We have a clear dashboard. How many opportunities? How many, like, what is the dollar amount of that? How many close? How many, like, how many are open? What stage they are at in the pipeline? The conversion rate. And so look at this. This is our client in Miami. Is this the pipeline? So they have a few different people in the office. We set up a Facebook pipeline. These are a lot of the calls that come in, where they're at. They have right now 7 in process, 14 have closed. They looks like they lost touch with some of them, or some of them, might not have been ready, but oh, and they I usually put their commission, like the average like commission that they would get, but they're putting the whole loan amount. So I was wondering, I was like 19 million. That's a lot. but yeah, so this is what this is something we put in place, and then the marketing systems that we have, right? We have a purchase campaign and a refinance campaign where people are at in the process. Really just designed to start a conversation. We are very aggressive up front with in the first 2 days they've been hit 5 times. And then we kind of back off like twice a week for a couple of weeks, and then just once a week with a couple text messages. I think there's like 9 text messages that go out over 90 days. But and these people can always jump out of the exit out or what unsubscribe anytime they want. So, but I'll keep pushing forward here. So yeah, any takeaways? What have you learned? What did you notice? What would you like to share? And yeah, so let me see. Let me go back to my slide here. All right, and so I'll just pause here. I think this is an important. Like, what did you notice? Anything about anything about this? Like, does, I mean, I'm sure you see this in your business. Like, people fill out forms. If you don't get back to them within a couple minutes, how easy is it to get them back on the phone? I mean, you're not going to get them on the phone, right? They've already went somewhere else. They forgot what they did 5 minutes ago. And I mean, I think most people have heard this before, right? Like, salespeople, most sales are made on like the 5th, 6th, 7th touch. And so, do you have a system? Do you have an automated system that's following up with your clients or with your prospects consistently, right? And then what about the text messages? Does that make sense? I'm sure you realize that like an unknown number calls your phone. How often do you answer that phone call? And but if someone texts you, how often do you respond to I'm sure it's like 90% of the time you're responding to those text messages. These I do. I very rarely am answering a phone call. That I don't know, unless it's like I'm expecting like, oh yeah, it's my pharmacy or something, or something like that. I was just involved in a traffic collision. Someone came and hit me. I was in my lane and someone tried to get over. I guess she didn't see me and bumped into the side of my car. So, I filed a claim with their insurance, and I was expecting a call from, I think the first one I missed though, like their insurance person called from that 800 number, and I was like, I didn't answer that, but they left a message, and I'm like, oh shoot, I should have answered that. So I called them back, but I wish they would have texted with me first and been like, hey, we're going to call you. But yeah, hope that makes sense. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the chat. And yeah. Oh, so let me share a couple websites. So this is that client in Miami. What we did for him, you see nice big phone number in the top right, and are you purchasing? Are you refinancing? Right. And what and so how people find this website, we have a few different ways, right? We have some ads going for him, right? We got some Google ads. We're looking at, he's right here. He's usually got, he's the one listed with the most amount of reviews. So he gets a lot of calls. A lot of people end up on the website, fill out these forms. And then we have, pay-per-click ads for investors, for veterans, for jumbo loans that, when people start typing that stuff in Miami, like our ad brings them to our landing page and drive a lot of phone calls. And, early on when the refis were hitting, we had a Facebook ad that was, bringing in tons of leads. And that's why I think you saw a lot of these opportunities in that Facebook where there was, like 540 opportunities here like 518 of them are open. So he has a lot of new loan officers that are going out and chasing those leads. So it's a beautiful thing. But well, so we did a website here for a client up in Hawaii. And some authenticity, like is he here? He's going to work on some videos, but he's been a client now for a few months. And you see, we always bring in the reviews straight from his Google listing. You can see all the reviews on Google, but these all link right to the actual review. And so yeah, this is what we're finding. We're trying to keep people, focused. Like, call us, schedule, buy a home or refinance. What are you doing? And so, yeah, I hope that makes sense. But be happy to show you guys what marketing we've initiated for them, where he's at. He's been with us for a few months now. How many leads has he gotten? How many are in the pipeline? And be happy to share that with you guys. Give me a call, drop me a note. You can, I think there's a schedule link I have somewhere here. Schedule a few minutes with me. I'd be happy to show you guys that now. And keep pushing forward here. The next thing is you have to know your KPIs, right? What are you tracking, right? And what I want, like, you have to have call tracking. You have to know where your clients are coming from, especially if you're doing like any sort of advertising in Google or Facebook on your website. You want to know, what page people are calling from. You want to know what, marketing avenues driving. Are these leads coming from Facebook? Are these coming from Google? You have to know those things, and so we put in a number of these funnels. We put in our advertising, and then we tag those a certain way, so we know it's like, oh, okay, this one came from Facebook, this one came from Google Ads, and these ones came from the website, right? And then we have website phone numbers and tracking numbers on our marketing ads, so we know what's working, how much is being spent where. This was actually a dashboard that I think just this client's now is still using, but this is what it used to look like. But now we brought everything into our CRM mortgage book. So, but this is what it looked like how many visitors came into this funnel, that month, and what's conversion rate. And so it's very similar to what we're doing with our new system. But so what we've covered so far, I got to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. So what we've covered so far, setting some clear goals in 2021, set a clear target, right? We got clarity on our messaging, right? Our market, what are their pains and frustrations, how we're going to accomplish that, right? With the media. We've looked at like our website. Is it optimized properly for conversion? We've looked at like a simple KPI tracking dashboard in our little CRM, right? Like, how many leads did we get this month? Where they're at in the pipeline, and we're able to track like how many times that person's been followed up with. We've also implemented like an easy schedule tool for our clients, so people can just book right in, like after they've gotten a message, they can just book right into our clients' calendars. Makes it very easy for people. But yeah, I think that's it. So let's build your plan. What does it look like for you in 2021? Like, where should you be spending your money, right? Where should you be spending your marketing? What should you be looking at? There's all these different avenues, right? PPC and Google and Bing and retargeting and Google and Facebook. And then you got, Yelp and Zillow hitting you up probably for, advertising with them. How are you engaging with your past clients? Are you doing some social media posting, right? Staying in front of those past clients. There's usually who's liked your pages, right? SEO. Find this like your foundation. We think that your SEO also should be looking at your online reviews, right? Because people look at those online reviews. I mean, those are seen by thousands of people. So do you have a strategy put in place to ask each month, are you asking your clients that month to review you on these channels? We put that in place for you. And so, yeah, this is all your foundation here. But in our program, we do all this. We take care of all this for our clients. We think every single piece is important, especially someone newer into the industry or like into marketing. We like if you just jump in to do SEO, that's a long-term vision, right? That takes a long time. So a lot of investment before you see any results. That's why we introduce PPC and social media ads to, in those first few months, we need to have you close in some loans for it to make sense, right? So we implement this for every one of our clients. But what does this look like, and what are you doing? Did any of you guys do any Facebook ads this year, or did you guys do some Google ads this year? How did it work? What do you got? David didn't really work. Mike, thank you. Yeah, nothing. Didn't need to. Yeah, I know. We were finding a lot of people. We were chatting with throughout this year. Why did they need this? They didn't. They had so much business in front of them. They were able to pick and choose who they worked with. We had some clients that they couldn't even deal with anyone purchasing. They were like, no, I don't got time for it. They were just overloaded with business. I think every single one of I think I shared this earlier. Every single one of our clients had like the best year ever. But is that gonna continue? It may be for the first part of 2021. But when those refis dry up, what's your next plan, right? Like, how are you gonna get those purchases? And so we have some clients with us now that are already kind of seeing that, and they're like, okay, yeah, I need let's put something in place. Let's get some let's get some people interested in purchases, because 3 months from now, these refis may dry up. So be happy to share with you guys some of those plans. But you do want to have an SEO strategy, right? This brings our clients that have been with us now for a year, a couple years. This brings them in the lion's share of their business, right? They're found in the search. People do searches. They have reviews, and this brings a lot of people directly to your site interested in working with you, right? And is your website, is it optimized to rank on the Google map there, right? Google My Business. And there's so many things to do with Google My Business. There's so many things that Google looks at to determine who they're going to rank in these top 3 spots, right? So what are those things? Are you implementing those on a monthly basis to keep you in these top spots? And that's your foundation, right? So if your foundation's not strong, right, that website if it's not set up to convert at a high level, these other forms of advertising are going to struggle, right? Like PPC and your social media advertising, like those things are going to struggle because people are gonna check you out online. Right? Are you active on social media? Are you staying engaged? Like, this is going to keep you top of mind for your past clients, your referral partners, right? This is your friends and family. this will keep you top of mind, right? So writing engaging content, retargeting, people visit your website. Let's face it, not everyone that visits your website is going to take action. Do you have a way to follow up, like to stay in front of them, stay top of mind, bring them back to your website? If you get them back to your website, the likelihood of them converting now increases dramatically. So, and we see it all the time. Like I hear, some of our clients talking about like it was like they were everywhere. Our client was everywhere because of these banner ads, right? They just were, they visited the website and then they didn't take action. Now a few days later, now they just see these ads everywhere they look. And it's a beautiful thing. So just a quick story here. Mike at Grandview, he said that, the results have been exceptional, right? The website activity, how many leads he had. I think 3 loan officers when he signed up with us. I think he's up to 7 with, all of them needing LOAs. So his company is growing, very nicely. It's like every time I talk to him, it's like, oh my God, we've had the best year ever, the best month ever in business. Year after, like almost every time I speak with him, right? He's ranking in the top 3 when you do a search. Do this search, mortgage broker Indianapolis, see where he is. And I mean, what would that mean for your business, right? If you were ranking when someone did a search for a mortgage company or a mortgage lender in your area, if you were one of those companies with the most reviews, the most 5-star reviews, what would that mean? Like, we see the calls that come in from, you're looking at 30, 40 calls a month just from being listed in this top area. That's not even considering how many leads come from, that come from the website. So that's just people calling this number here. And, it's huge. And, is your website built to convert, right? Let's look at that. We can help you. We can help you think about this. Jump on a call with us. I'd be happy to share with you some of our clients' results. Then we can look at your website, what could be done to it to make it convert better, get it found when people do searches in your area. This is what we do. I can show you client after client what we've put in place for them, how long it take them. And then, in your workbook, go through, look at each website. Is it optimized for the search? Is your main keyword? Some of this stuff might be technical jargon to you, but this is what our team speaks, right? This is, we can look at a website within a few minutes, diagnose why it's not ranking well, why it's not converting well. And we'd be happy to jump on a call, show you how it's done. Make it make sense for you, right? Like why are you not ranking well? Why are you not converting well? Like how many visitors are you getting, and how many calls is that turning into? Like, do you know where your calls are coming from? You might not. So we'd love to walk you through that, right? But go through, jot these things down. Like, are you active on social media? Are you leveraging email? Do you send out an email like once, twice a month to your clients, letting them know like, hey, we're still here. We're still here. Check this out. Like we're looking at rates in this area. Boom, boom, boom. And I remember, I'm hearing clients, giving 30-year rates, in the 2s, consistently. So it's huge for, I'm sure last year, like the year before last, someone would have, I don't know what they would have done to get that type of rate, but it's possible now. But so yeah, write those action items down. This is part of your goals, right? let's write those action items that you want to implement, right? That marketing automation, those action items for the website, and those, like, how are we going to get more people into our website? Like, what are those marketing initiatives that you want to implement in 2021, the first quarter? So 2021 at the, like, next year at this time, where you're going to be is going to be a lot different. Take advantage of this. I promise you, I'd be happy to look at your situation, where you're at today and where you could be. We can easily diagnose, like, why you're not ranking certain, like, well in your market, what you need to do to change that, right? And we can look at, what do you want to work with? Like, do you want some veterans calling you? Do you want some some jumbo loans? There's a lot of initiatives. I got another sneeze. All right, it went away. But there's a lot of things that you can be doing, right? And what's going to work for you? What are you looking for? What would you like in 2021? So hit me up on, where's that message up here? Well, I have a link somewhere. Where is it? I guess I didn't create this. Obviously, our designer did, but I think it's at mortgagebrokermarketing.com. mortgagebrokermarketing.com/schedule, maybe. That's what it used to be. It might have changed. Yeah. So mortgagebrokermarketing.com/schedule. And that'll take you into my calendar. Yeah. So that's it. I hope that was helpful. I'll stick around. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm here for you. There's no other questions. David, thanks. Yeah, I love it, man. Hit me up if you have some questions. I'd be happy to walk through any of this stuff for you. We'll develop. We can execute on this plan. I'll show you exactly what we've done for our clients. Go to mortgagebrokermarketing.com/schedule, and it'll take you right into my calendar, and we'll develop a plan. So good stuff. Got it. Looks like Steve, you got a call set up on Tuesday. Love it, man. Be happy to walk you through some of our clients' results, what we've done for them, and we'll diagnose exactly what needs to be done for you. A clear action plan for 2021. Be happy to diagnose your website, what would make it work better, what would make it convert higher, rank better, and get in front of your ideal market. I'm looking forward to that, and we'll talk to you on the 22nd. Jared, yeah, man, I love it, man. Let me know what questions you have. I'm here for you. If that was helpful, give me a thumbs up and smiley face. Got it. Thanks, man. Well, awesome. Well, you guys, I think that's it. I'll put this up on YouTube. This will be available for you guys. Looking forward to 2021, and you can expect me. I have this a monthly webinar mapped out on a monthly basis. So January, February, March, we're gonna do some cool stuff. We're gonna interview some experts too in the mortgage space. Some of them that we're gonna look at doing that monthly as well too. So expect that. It was nice to have you guys here with us today. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.